You're listening to 772 Sports, a local Treasure Coast sports podcast highlighting everything from Little League to the NFL. Here are your hosts, Curtis Carpenter and Mike Higgins. All right, everybody, welcome to episode 19 of the 772 Sports podcast. This is Curtis Carpenter. I'm on the line with Mike Higgins. What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy?
What's happening, man?
Oh, not much. Just getting ready for some college basketball March Madness today. You excited?
Yeah, man. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you could find me glued.
It's arguably the greatest sports day on the planet. I mean, you have spring training stuff going on. You still have free agency with the NFL. You have NBA and NHL getting hyped up for the playoffs, and then of course you've got an exciting 16 games today and 16 tomorrow to kick off the NCAA playoff season. So, what do we got for the folks today, Mike? What are we going to talk about?
Obviously, we're going to talk about a little local sports. That's kind of our forte, sort of what we're known for, and then we're going to do a little. I think we're going to touch on everything, right? A little NFL, little World Baseball Classic. I'm sure you got some nice hockey news.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then we're getting down to it in the NBA. So skimming over everything, and we're really going to talk about the NCAA tournament. So
yep, can't wait for that segment. So
yes.
You ready to get rolling?
Let's roll.
All right, let's do some Treasure Coast chatter. Here we go. Treasure Coast chatter. All right, so this is Treasure Coast Chatter. It's where we talk about all the local sports. Right now it's spring season, which means it's baseball season. So we're going to talk high school baseball and a little middle school. Right, Mike?
Yeah, let's roll.
So,
I love it.
Yeah, Vero Beach High School is 7-0, undefeated. They're going to play Sebastian tomorrow, actually. Sebastian 7-2. The game is at the reservation, which I don't think they call the reservation anymore. I should probably not say that. But they call it like Fighting Indians Field or something. But anyway, it will be in Vero, and it's going to be a great game. For the first time in a long time, Vero Sebastian is going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. It's going to be live on YouTube as well, I think. There's going to be a couple. You're not calling the game, are you?
Nope, I'm not. I don't know who's streaming it if it's live on YouTube.
I know.
But
yeah, Ron Lamond and them guys are streaming the game. It's their game of the week. So,
awesome.
They have a little rankings, and I seen you ask yesterday who was number one. And did you ever get an answer to that?
Yeah, the answer is John Carroll.
John Carroll. Okay,
yeah. So
John Carroll number one. Vero number two, Sebastian number three. 2 and 3 play each other tomorrow from their rankings. So I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, and then next Wednesday you have the number one team in the area, John Carroll, which again, I don't know who makes these rankings or how they come up with these rankings or how any of this works. John Carroll 7-4, Vero 7-0, and Sebastian 7-2. So I don't know how that works, but the number one team, John Carroll, will play a team called Taft School. They're out of like Watertown, Connecticut, or something. Next week on Wednesday, that's their next game. But yeah, tomorrow will be a blast. Again, if it's going to be on YouTube, that's awesome. I'll probably tune in between all the basketball games. But yeah, it'll be a big game. So again, if you're in town and you want to catch some baseball, head on over to Fighting Indians Baseball Field. Off of 20th Ave, just out of 16th Street.
That time.
I fixed it. Yep. And then, do you have any news on middle school baseball?
No, we got our butts kicked by Storm Grove again.
Oh, yeah.
That was our only game this week. They're just a juggernaut. I mean, I don't know. They start like 7th, 8th graders. So it's hard to beat them.
Yeah, they're definitely top heavy with the upperclassmen. Next year will be interesting.
Yeah. So, not much news. We don't have much to report. We got our butts whooped on.
What was the final?
On Tuesday night. Like 17-0, maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, there was only a couple kids that could really hit the velocity. Jake got a hit. Eli got a hit. I think Mason Moran got a hit. But other than that, we were having trouble with. I think the kid's name's Bodie.
Oh, Bodie Seaman.
They were having trouble hitting his velocity. Only a couple of the kids could catch up to it, so that kid's on another level. I don't know where he's going to go to high school, but they're getting a good one.
Yeah, that whole team is stacked. So
yep.
So again, Storm Grove seems to be the trendsetter for the middle school teams around here. They're still undefeated. I don't foresee them losing. I think they've played everybody they're going to play this season, so it should be no surprises with teams coming in. I know they had a close one against Sebastian a couple weeks ago, But otherwise, I mean, they're just steamrolling teams left and right. So, but otherwise,
It's like it's like the crazy UConn women's basketball run from
right.
10 years ago or whatever, where
They won
nobody
like
can touch them.
120 straight games or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we preach to our kids the whole time before the game. Anybody can be beat. We got our best pitcher on the mound. Blah blah blah. And then we get in the game, we make one mistake, and that kills you against that team because they just keep going.
Yeah. Yep. So well, anyway, so yeah, that's Treasure Coast chatter. That's middle school and high school baseball, and then you want to talk some NFL? We're gonna cruise through this thing because we got to get to Bubblin Buckets.
Absolutely, let's go.
All right, here we go. We're gonna do some NFL talk.
I love it.
772 Sports is brought to you by Vero Beach Social Media, your local digital marketing agency. From Facebook advertising to graphic design to podcast production, Vero Beach Social Media has you covered. Contact them today at 772-999-6636 or visit VeroBeachSocialMedia.com. Next up, Chalk Talk. All right, so this is Chalk Talk. It's our NFL segment. We're going to talk a little bit about the draft coming up. We've had a big trade. Carolina is now all of a sudden the number 1 overall pick. They traded with the Chicago Bears, where the Bears got not only a few picks, but they got DJ Moore, which I think was a huge pickup for them.
Absolutely.
And then all the rumors, all the talk now is so the question with that is, how does this quarterback thing line up? Because it looks like Carolina's going to get Bryce Young now, meaning CJ Stroud's probably going to go to Houston, and then where do my Colts go with the number 4 pick? I still say they should trade down, go down on 10, 15, 20th pick, go get a whole bunch of draft picks and dump some cap space like they did yesterday with they're just letting guys go left and right. They're trading guys.
Yeah,
they're letting them go.
They're setting up to pick Anthony Richardson. So you're ready for that.
No, don't even put that into the atmosphere. Don't even no, that can't happen. Please don't let that happen.
Did I see? So the Panthers have the number 1 pick now. Did I see they signed? Did they sign Miles Sanders? Is that right?
I think so. Yep.
Yes. Yep. It's right here. Yep. So they're trying to make some moves.
And they finished the season last year on a high note. They're not a bad team, and they have the number 1 team, number 1 pick. So it'll be interesting.
Their defense is legit. I would love to see you guys land Will Levis. I think that kid's going to be good. Come on. Who do you want?
I don't want anybody. I want Young or Stroud, and they're going to be gone. So
you guys release Matt. Well, you have to have a quarterback unless you're going to run Wildcat.
No, we have Ellinger.
They released Matt Ryan, right?
Yep. That freed up a bunch of cap space. Gone. So yeah, they got Ellinger, and then go get you could go get DeAndre Francois. He's slinging the ball in the XFL. I don't care. Whoa. Literally pick anybody. Doesn't matter to me.
Derek King used to play at Miami. He's only
Derek
like 4'7".
Go get Derek King. Bring him on. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Next year is a wasted year. But please do not waste that 4 pick on Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. Please.
No.
Please.
Let me preface this by saying I thought with Levis, if you traded back, if he was there grabbing that 10 or 15 or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. Not at
4.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, do not waste the 4 pick on Levis. Yeah, if you go back to 10 or 15, and I'll take Richardson at 15, but he's not going to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that 4 pick is that's coveted. So don't waste it.
Yep. And then so we saw that Dolphins picked up Jalen Ramsey, which was I think a very good pickup.
Huge for that defense.
That's a good secondary now. I mean, it was already good. It's probably
great now. Yeah. Yep.
What else do you want to cover? I mean, there's Zeke. The Cowboys released Zeke.
Zeke's a free agent. Who knows where he goes? But the big story, the rumor mill all over the place is Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Is this happening? Has it happened? What's going on here?
He seems like he's ready after his darkness retreat or whatever the heck he did. So.
Yeah, he was ready to retire. He went and sat in a cave for a week, and now he's ready to play. So, yeah.
So I'm eager to see what I mean. Like Aaron said, we're waiting on the Green Bay's waiting on the compensation they're going to get from New York. It's not going to be cheap. Like, what are they going to have to do to get him? What are they going to give up?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's a predicament for everyone because he's not going to play for the Packers. So the Packers don't really have leverage, and he wants to play for the Jets. And so the Jets, they know they're going to have to give something up. I don't know how this is going to play out, man. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be with him involved, it's going to be a wild ride. We
Well,
know
of
that.
course, yeah, he's a lunatic. But anyway, yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. But it looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to be a New York Jet next year. So yeah, we'll see. We'll
Any
see what happens there.
any big moves? I saw was it Jamal Williams went to the Saints.
Yep.
I think it was he the he might have been no maybe I can't think if he was the touchdown leader last year, but he was close.
Yeah, I think he actually might have been. So that's a big change. Yeah.
Him or Eckler is I don't know.
Yeah, and Eckler's asking for a trade, right? He wants
Yeah, I
out?
saw that.
Yeah,
Yep,
so-
I saw that.
Yeah, so
So
we'll
let's-
see. Yeah, we'll see kind of what happens. Free agency's still going on. It'll be going on next week when we record next week. So yeah, if there's any more big names or big news, we'll make sure to bring it to you.
That's it.
You want to talk little World Baseball Classic?
Oh yeah,
All right, let's do some
Let's
baseball. Around the Horn. All right, this is Around the Horn. It's our Major League Baseball talk. We really won't cover much baseball, well, Major League Baseball today because we have the World Baseball Classic going on. And last night, the United States advanced past pool play, which was kind of we had to sweat that one out, right?
yeah. I mean, yeah, that loss to Mexico hurt them
Yeah,
a little
man.
bit. So
Yeah,
but
so just to recap, the World Baseball Classic has it's 4 pools, right?
yep,
4 pools, and then the top 2 teams from each pool make it. So there's a top 8 right now. In the United States, they by the skin of their teeth, they became the second team out of their pool to advance. They won. I think
Yep.
was it 3-2 last night?
3-2. Yep.
Yep, beating Colombia. So yeah, we're in. So who do we play next, Mike? What's the next?
So
step?
okay, so now the format changes, right? So for the opening round, it was round robin, 5 teams. You play all the other 4 teams once, and then best records go. So now it's quarterfinals, and now everything from here on out is win or go home. So we have there's 4 quarterfinals. So Australia and Cuba, they've already played theirs. They played theirs last night. Cuba won that, so they're already through to the second round. USA plays Venezuela, who's undefeated so far in the tournament. The winner of that plays Cuba.
So that's Saturday, right? Saturday at 7, the U.S. plays Venezuela?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, Saturday, 7 p.m. Finally one you'll get to stay up
I
for.
know. I'll get to finally watch a game. All these Arizona games have been driving me nuts.
Japan and Italy are playing right now, which Japan, I think, is last I saw, was winning 7-2.
Yeah, they've opened it up. Yep.
They're looking good. Shohei is, man. Whew. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to say who like my favorite baseball player of all time is, but he might be one of them. But I digress.
Yeah, he's not my favorite of all time, but he's my favorite non-Dodger right now.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. And then the other one is Puerto Rico and Mexico. And with all the final 8 teams, do you realize the one that we've left off?
Australia?
No. Which one did you pick to win the thing? You and everybody else.
Oh, the Dominican Republic, who will not advance. Yep. They will not advance.
Make it.
That is crazy to me. That is crazy,
Yep.
Mike. Their lineup was like an all-star lineup, a Major League Baseball all-star lineup, and they're not gonna make it.
Nope, they had stud pitchers. I mean, it was amazing. So yeah, so we're down to the final 8. Next time we talk, heck, this thing wins the championship. Tuesday, March 21st.
Yeah, so we'll know a champion the next time we record.
Yeah,
we talk about the United States have won back-to-back World Baseball Classics. We hope. We hope. We gotta go, dude. We gotta beat Venezuela, who's 4-0, man. And they beat the Dominican, and they beat Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they got really good pitching. And did you see? Just on another note from this, did you see in the celebration last night for Puerto Rico, Edwin Diaz blew his knee out?
No, I didn't. No way. In
the celebration, they had to bring a wheelchair out to take him off the field. I say blew his knee out. They said it's something with his knee.
Oh no!
But he couldn't. Yep, he couldn't put any weight on it.
Oh my goodness! Oh, the Mets have got to be just
sick.
It's gut wrenching. Oh my God! Well, sorry to hear about that about Diaz. I mean, that sucks. But man.
Yeah, and so other than that, I don't have much. There was a kid from. This is the last thing that I want to bring up. There's a kid from Nicaragua or.
Oh, I read about this.
I can't remember which team.
It was Nicaragua, he struck out all these guys from the Dominican, and then the Tigers signed him like the next day.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that sounds like a Tigers move to me. Complete overreaction, but
oh, that's amazing.
But hey, Maybe there's something to it. But I thought that was a cool story, man. If that's all that comes out of this thing, then that's kind of a cool thing. But yeah, that's all I got. I really don't have anything other than that for baseball, unless you do.
No, I went to the Mets game yesterday. I watched Verlander. He looked midseason form. I mean, he is just so good. I don't know how an old man like that is like. He's my age, and he's just like 95 consistently. Slider was amazing. His changeup was on. He just looked awesome.
Well, I'm only a couple years older than him, and I have trouble getting out of bed a lot of times. So.
Right, exactly. So, like, I got like an ankle brace on right now, and I have a desk job, and this guy's out here like shoving 95 just down guys' throats. So, anyway, that's all. Looking forward to the season starting. I think we have one more podcast before the MLB opener, so we'll probably cover a little preseason, maybe a little prediction stuff. Before the season.
Gotta have a preview show.
Yeah. So, do we have what we've been waiting for next, Mike? Is this what we've been waiting for all week?
I've been waiting for it. Yes, sir.
All right, little college basketball time. Today's the day. Let's go. You ready?
Let's go.
Here we go.
Yep.
772 Sports is brought to you by the Higgins Home Group. Let the tag team of Mike and Vicky Higgins help you either find your dream home or sell your current home for top dollar. The Higgins Home Group is one of Dale Sorensen Real Estate's premier real estate teams. Give them a call at 772-532-8148. Bubblin Buckets. All right, everybody, the segment you've been waiting for. It is Bubblin Buckets. Today is the day, first day of the tournament. 16 games today, 16 tomorrow, 8 Saturday, 8 Sunday. Possibly the best weekend in all of sports. And we made it, Mike. We're here.
We're here.
It's
time to roll.
Yes.
I got a little bit of work to do this morning, but after that, we're ready to roll.
Yep, we got a video shoot at 10. I will be out of there by 11. I'll have all the TVs set up. We'll be ready to roll. You coming by? You coming over to watch?
I'm trying to come in. Like I said,
you won't.
No, I have a listing of. I told you about this. I have work I have to do. I'm trying to bust out of it. You're gonna have. My big question is: are you gonna have 8 TVs? Are you gonna find a way to make it happen?
Well, no. There's only 4 on at a time. So
true.
Yeah, so I'm good.
So you're covered.
We got them all. It's better. So we call my house. So I live in the Oaks of Vero. So we call my house the Tuve, TOOV, and we call it the Tuve Sports Bar. And today it will be full. So let's just do a little. I don't know how we want to do this. Like a little overview. For those of you that live under a rock and aren't really sports fans, I guess, and you don't know how this works, there are 64 teams in the tournament. There are a lot of conference winners. Again, there are a lot of conferences, and then there are a lot of at-large teams. They break them up into 4 divisions, for lack of better terms, 4 regions. There's the South, the East, the West, and the Midwest. And and then each one of those has 16, and they seed each of these teams 1 through 16. Number 1 plays number 16, number 2 plays number 15, number 3 plays 14, so on and so forth in each one of those regions. And then the winners of those regions make the Final Four, and then those 4 teams play to ultimately come up with a champion. The games start at 12:10 today. And again, there's 16 games that run through. The last one's probably like 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, they're late.
Yeah, and it is madness. Almost always you see a 12 seed beat a 5, which is always fun. Every now and then you'll see a 13 beat a 4, which is really fun. Less frequently you see a 14 beat a 3, which is a blast. And every now and then a 15 beats a 2, which is like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. This is chaos. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm watching. And yeah, so who's your favorite, Mike? Who's going to win this thing?
So, gosh, it's so hard.
I know.
So I my homer pick, I did a couple brackets. So my homer pick, I obviously picked Miami. I do think they have the guard play to definitely get to the Elite Eight. But if their big man's hurt, then they're in a lot of trouble.
So I don't know if you remember what I said a minute ago, but almost always a 12 beats a 5.
Yeah, I know.
What seed is Miami? What seed is Miami?
Yeah, you've said it twice.
They're a 5.
We get it.
What seed is Drake? They're a 12.
Jay Billis took Drake to upset them if Norchad Omier doesn't play, which I think he's playing. He's their big man. He's the biggest reason they got smoked by Duke. We just couldn't rebound at all. But so I'll say Miami is my favorite as far as that goes, but I would say my favorite to win the tournament is probably Alabama outside of Miami.
That's who I got. So I'm in a pool where I get to fill out 3 brackets, and I fill 2 out just kind of like willy nilly. The one that I have that I'm serious about that I think is the best one, I have Alabama winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not super confident in that though. I mean, so just to recap, the 1 seeds are Alabama, Houston, Purdue, and Kansas.
Yep.
And any of those 4 or any of the 2s or even some of the 3s, like my favorite team in the tournament this year is Indiana. They're a 4 seed. Actually, they'll play Miami if they both win.
Yes.
Miami plays tomorrow. I think both teams play tomorrow. But if Indiana and Miami both win, they'll play each other. I would love to see Indiana make a run and get to the championship, win it all. And they're a 4, and that's possible with this tourney. There is not a team out there. There's not a UConn women's team out there right now that's just dominant.
Right.
This could get crazy, man. I mean, I could see like 4, 5, 6, 7 seeds, in all 4 regions making it.
Sure.
It's
I love some of these 2s, man. I love some of these 2s. I think Texas is strong, Arizona's strong, Marquette and UCLA. Any of those teams could win it.
Yeah, is UCLA on like an 11-game winning streak or something?
Yeah, something like I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
I mean,
Gonzaga's always good. They're a 3 seed.
Yep.
Geez, man, it's going to be so much, but it's going to be chaos. This is the first year I remember. And it probably happens every year. I just have a terrible memory, but so much juggling at the top of the standings all year.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit. Yeah, there have been like 12 different number 1 teams, 12 different number 1 ranked teams this year, which is insane. So every time a team went to 1, it was like a curse. You become number 1 and then you lose. So, yeah, this will be really interesting. I don't know. Do you have a Final Four that you've? I mean, I'm assuming you filled out a bracket, right?
Oh yeah. I usually fill out several. I always do like an upset bracket,
right?
A chalk bracket, all that silly stuff. But my Hurricanes one and I do a Hurricane one's really just honestly just to be a homer. I do think they have the guard play, but I don't know that they could actually win it. It's just going to depend on health. But yeah. Let me see. I'll go with my Bama bracket so I don't seem too homery.
Pick who you want. It's on the record. So pick who you want.
And in that one I actually have Miami losing in the Elite 8. So I have
Who do you have them losing to?
I have them losing to Texas.
Got it.
So my Elite 8 I have Alabama, Baylor, Tennessee, Marquette, Miami, Texas, Kansas and UCLA, so a lot of chalk there. All
right,
Alabama, Marquette, Texas, UCLA, Final Four.
All right, rattle off. I'm going to write this down now. Rattle off that Elite 8 again.
Alabama,
Bama. All right.
Yep, Bama,
Baylor. All right.
Tennessee.
Yep.
Marquette.
Yep.
Miami.
Yep.
Texas.
Okay.
Kansas.
All right.
And UCLA.
All right. So I've got your Elite 8. Here's mine.
Okay.
I've got Alabama. I have Arizona. So there's a difference there.
I could see that.
Yep. All right. Well, that's the 1 and the 2. So those are the favorites. Then huge change here. I've got Kansas State. I've got Kansas State and FAU.
And the Elite 8?
In the Elite 8. I got FAU beating Memphis, the 9 seed. Then I have them upsetting Purdue. Then I have them upsetting Tennessee. And then I have them losing to Kansas State. But anyway, FAU.
Is this your big money one?
Yeah. Yep.
All
right. And then I have Houston and Texas. Another 1 and 2 seeds. That's pretty easy. And then I have UConn and Gonzaga. So some upsets there. Yeah.
I like the UConn one too. That they're going to be sneaky.
UConn upsetting Kansas, and I have Gonzaga upsetting UCLA in the Sweet 16. So, and then for my Final Four, I have Alabama, Kansas State, Texas, and Gonzaga. So I've kind of, I've gotten rid of all the crazy UConns and FAUs, and so I won a 2 and 2 3s, and then I have Alabama beating Texas in the championship.
That's.
So
I mean, they're so good, man. That the Miller kid for Bama is. I don't know how you stop him. He's happening to walk around with armed guards. I see, because of some of the threats he's getting. So what? I guess you've already kind of told me that FAU is sort of. But what is your trying to think how to say it. What is your double digit seed that you could see knocking off a single digit seed?
Drake beating Miami.
Yeah.
No, let's
Listen,
see.
man, Miami's just not healthy, dude. If their big man's not, I'm legit worried if their big man's not able to play.
So my big upsets, which this isn't really a big one. I have Utah State beating Missouri in the first round.
Yep.
I have USC beating Michigan State in the first round. And then I have VCU beating St. Mary's in the first
Good.
round.
Yeah.
Those are the only double-digit seeds that I have winning.
Okay.
And then again, I have Illinois beating Arkansas. What are the other little upsets? Pitt beating Iowa State. I missed that one. I have Auburn beating Iowa. It's a 9/8. FAU beating Memphis 9/8. And then and I've how'd I miss all these? Charleston beating San Diego State. Did I say that already? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, so I do have a couple. Charleston beating San Diego State, Utah State beating Missouri, USC beating Michigan State, Pitt beating Iowa State, VCU beating St. Mary's. That's it. So
Yeah.
those are my double digit kind of victories there, I guess. So
Yeah, I'm not.
How about you?
So I'm not staring at my bracket, but a couple games that I would look at is Arizona State. I think made it in. Yeah, they made it in the first 4 game, and they're an 11 seed versus TCU. I could see them winning versus number 6 TCU. I didn't pick it, but I could see that happening. Another 11-6 is Providence, Kentucky. I think Providence can shoot the basketball, so that'd be another good one. I agree with you on the USC over Michigan State one. I definitely think that could happen. And then I had where is that? NC State over Creighton. NC State's an 11 seed.
Yeah, 11/6. Yep.
Yep, I could see that happening.
So it's funny, in my other 2 brackets, I have NC State beating Creighton, but not in this one. And this is like the one, like everybody can be like, oh yeah, I filled out 20 brackets, and yeah, here's what I have on. Like I'm trying to stay true to the one that this one.
Yep.
But
yeah, I did too. That are the ones that I took time. Other ones you're just kind of banging in numbers and.
Yep.
Well, Penn State. I guess Penn State over Texas A&M is an interesting game for sure. Yeah, like VCU over St. Mary's. If I would normally take St. Mary's to cruise, but the way St. Mary's looked in the WCC championship game, they got beat by Gonzaga like I've never seen anybody get beat before.
Just VCU.
St. Mary's was St. Mary's was number 1 in that game.
Yeah, and then they got curb stomped. Yeah.
Yep.
And they dropped. I mean, they'd probably be a 3 seed if they had won that. Then they come in as a 5. So instead of playing Grand Canyon, now they actually have to play a halfway decent team in VCU.
Yeah.
So that really hurt them. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to be madness. There's going to be a team that wins that we've not mentioned, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, very well could be. I mean, again, this is a year where, I mean, again, FAU's in there. I got FAU in the Elite 8. That's wild.
Yeah, you're going crazy right there
on that one. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So,
that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Anything else you want to tap into on this other than? Just
No,
excited
actually,
that we're
we'll be okay. So we'll talk again before this is all over. We'll
talk before the Sweet 16. Yeah, so the round of 64 is today and tomorrow. The round of 32 is Saturday and Sunday. Then they take a few days off, and then I think Thursday or maybe Saturday they start the Sweet 16.
No, it's Thursday again. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday again.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
We'll definitely give you a preview of the Sweet 16. Again, I've marked down all of our Elite 8s. We have 2 that are the same, and that's it. Texas and Bama, we both agree, are going to be in the Elite 8. So,
and we both agree Bama's going to win it, right?
We both have Bama winning. So that'll be interesting to see how many of our Elite 8s make it.
Yep. And then when does Florida State play? Or they?
Oh, that's kind of
that was the women's tournament. Never mind.
That was mean. That was mean.
Come on, you guys killed us in football. You took advantage.
So I got a buddy of mine that's a huge Gator fan, but he went to UNC, and so he picks on me all the time about the Gators beating Florida State. He's a Gator fan because his daughter went there, and so but he went to North Carolina. So, and he's always picking on me about Florida beating Florida State. And so I found an article about UNC being the first team in like a million years to be preseason number 1 and not make the tournament. And I sent it to him, and I was like, hey, I don't hate UNC, but I got to pick on you a little bit. So it is a big surprise to not have the North Carolina Tar Heels in the tournament. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
that's weird.
Yeah, they just had a horrible season, and they had so much potential, but they're not there. So, and neither is Florida State, and neither is Florida. So, and hopefully after Friday night, Miami's not either. Go Drake.
Whoa. Let's go.
Oh, man. So, all right. Anything else for this, or can we move on to a little NBA?
Let's cruise, man.
All right. Here we go. Double Drivel. All right, this is Double Drivel. It's our NBA chat. And again, all the attention right now is on college basketball. But don't forget, the NBA playoffs start in a few weeks. Every team's played about 70 games. We got 10 or 12 left for everyone. So we're starting to see some of these teams line up. The Milwaukee Bucks have been the first team to clinch a playoff spot. They're the number 1 seed right now in the East. But I don't predict them having to do a play-in, but they have clinched at least a play-in appearance. And then the Pistons, Spurs, and Rockets have already been eliminated, so their seasons are over. They're going to play just because they're paid to, but they cannot make the playoffs. The Bucks, the Celtics, and the Sixers are still, the top 3 teams in the East. And the Nuggets, who I have as my favorite in the West, have been on a little skid. They've lost 4 in a row. They just lost by 21 to the Bulls. And then they play the Knicks in MSG this Saturday. So there's a little update. Any news on the NBA, Mike?
Not really. There's like 96 of the teams make the playoffs, so it's hard to.
20 teams make it, which is out of 30, which is dumb. It's so dumb.
It's stupid. I've kind of been watching the Knicks closely, man. They've gotten hot. What a turnaround. Yeah. 7-3 in their last 10. I like them.
And they've been playing great on the road. They're coming off the road. Their first home game in like 2 weeks is this Saturday. And again, they got to play Denver, who's struggling. So, if the Knicks come out on top of that, they may be legit.
Yeah.
First time in 30 years we've said that.
Yeah, I mean, that makes basketball more exciting. A little bit like you said your Nuggets have been sliding a little bit. They're 5-5. They're 5-5 in their last 10, but still have a 5-game lead on the second place team in the West, which is nuts. What do you think about the Lakers? Are they going to get in that play-in spot?
I don't think so. I was hopeful. I like the Lakers. I like LeBron. I want them to do well, but man, they just cannot. They can't get out of their own way. They'll play a game where it's like, oh, yeah, okay, they're in sync. They're good. Everything's – and then the next 2 games, they look like Florida State's basketball team. I mean, they just look horrible. I do not think they make the play-in, which is wild because everybody makes the play. Me, you, and 3 buddies could go play in the NBA and make the playoffs. I mean, everybody makes it, and they're not gonna.
So. They're behind the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, in Oklahoma City last year, I think it was the worst team in the NBA. So.
Yep, they're half game up on Utah for that last play-in spot. So
yeah, they're 2 games under 500, and they're holding on to the 10th seed, the last seed. So we'll see. I mean,
the Wizards in the East, they've got less wins than the Lakers, and they're in the 10th playoff spot, 32 wins.
Yeah, and they're only half a game up on the Bulls, and then a game up on the Pacers. Yeah, it's just insane that these teams have an opportunity. The NBA really botched this, I think.
Should have kept it at 8 or even 6 and
4. I mean, just take the top 4 teams, man. But whatever, we'll see how it shakes out. Luckily, the NBA, you have a 5-game set and 7-game sets, and it's not like it's like the NFL where it's one and done in the playoffs. I mean, you got to come in here and you got to actually beat a team a handful of times. So, usually the cream rises to the top. But and this is just a way to get more games in. I get it. It's revenue stream for the NBA, but it's just ridiculous that a team like the Lakers or even the Thunder can play in. It has an opportunity to make the playoffs.
Yeah, there has to be like some kind of, you got to be 500 rule at least to get in the
Right.
playoffs
Yeah.
across all sports.
Right.
Like it's
Well, and again,
it's stupid.
we talked about these guys sitting, right? Like all these guys resting. Well, this gives them
Yep.
an opportunity to do that, which is not good. It's a bad thing in the NBA that guys are playing 30, 40, 50 games a season when they're healthy. But you can do that when you can go 500 and make the playoffs. I mean, it makes your regular season. I think the Major League Baseball's kind of gotten like this, where the regular seasons doesn't matter. Everybody
Yep.
makes the playoffs, so just cruise along and yeah, I don't know. I'll get off my soapbox, but
No, I mean, you're right though. It's just, it's nuts, man. I guess it's not going anywhere. So I guess it doesn't matter what we say, but,
yeah.
um,
So yeah, the playoffs start here, I think in maybe 3 weeks. So I'm trying to pull up a schedule now and see when they actually have it technically starting, which it's got to be sometime in April. So we'll make sure that yeah, I mean I'm sitting back here and it's not
there's
telling
still
me.
games.
So I have no idea. There's games up until the 9th. April 9th is the last day of
Yeah.
regular season games. So playoffs will
Yep.
start probably like the 13th, 14th, 15th, somewhere in there. And yeah, it'll be it should be exciting. Again, with all these teams in it, it ought to be a blast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, that doesn't make it very exciting. It makes it for more playoff basketball, which is good, but
yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Anyhow, you ready to move on to your favorite, the old NHL?
Dude, I seen a sick hockey play last week that we need to talk about. So
And literally the coolest thing I've ever seen in hockey, we'll talk about in the next segment. Here we go.
yo,
Power play. All right, folks, this is Power Play. It's our NHL talk. It's Mike's favorite segment. He knows more about the NHL than anything else.
I love hockey.
He loves hockey. And you mentioned that there was a sick play that you want to talk about. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, there was nothing else on. I happened to have a hockey game on, and I saw our Rangers were playing.
Our Rangers. I
And,
love it. Yes, let's go.
I saw, and I don't even know who it was that shot it, but it was late in the game. Who were they? Were they playing Washington?
Yep.
And Washington pulled their goalie, and from like maybe 3/4 down the ice, I don't know what they call it. One of the guys from the Rangers did a no-look shot from like 3/4 down and made an empty netter. It was awesome.
Which it's funny because that happens relatively often, empty netter. So for those of you that are like Mike and don't really watch hockey, if you're down a goal with about a minute and a half to go, you can pull your goalie and put in another skater. So now you have 6 skaters. And traditionally you have 5 skaters and 1 goalie. Well, now you have 6 skaters and no goalie. And so you kind of effectively get a little power play there at the end of the game to try and tie the game up. And it works like somewhat often. I mean, those 6 skaters, somebody will score, like I said, relatively often. But
Right.
the risk to that is you have an open net, and what can happen is a guy can like not even be paying attention, just flick the puck down the other side of the ice and get lucky and get it in the net, and now they're up 2 goals. So that's what happened with the Rangers. And while it was the coolest play Mike's ever seen, I've seen this happen. I just watch it happen once a week. But the coolest thing I've ever seen in hockey was the Rangers played the Caps the other night, and it was animated on Nickelodeon.
I saw that.
So there's a show on Nickelodeon called Big City Greens. My kids used to watch it. And this is wild, and I still don't really know how they did this, but they had some like 3D sensors, for lack of better words, on the ice. And so as the players moved, Nickelodeon had animated characters in a cartoon skating and playing hockey. And actually, the goalies were characters from the show. Like, it was wild. You got to look this up. It was so cool to see. And I'm like, this is how you get kids into a sport. Because my kids, again, they're older now, but when they're 6, 7, 8, 9, and they turn on TV and they see a cartoon of hockey, they're going to start watching hockey. It was genius. I thought it was so freaking cool, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at some videos of it now.
Oh my
it's
god,
pretty cool.
It was so neat, man. And then like when they scored a goal, like they were animate, like when a guy takes a slap shot, like you see like a pow out of the stick because it's animated. You can do whatever you want. And then they had like the speeds up and everything. I'm telling you, like, for a dying sport like hockey, this is what they need. I wish Major League Baseball would do this. It was just amazing. And so yeah, so that's how I watched well, I actually watched the Ranger game regular the other night, but then I went back and I watched a lot of it on Nickelodeon on the animated thing, and I can't say enough good things about it, man. It was really cool. So
Yeah, it's awesome seeing the whole thing animated. They did something, or have been doing something similar with NFL, where they do like a Nickelodeon slime game or whatever.
well, yeah, but there's actually they're broadcasting the game, like just a
Right.
regular game.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying.
like,
Yep.
to make it animated was
Yeah.
the twist. It was
It's a
just
whole
neat.
different level. Leave it to Nickelodeon. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So congrats to them. Congrats to the NHL for thinking outside the box and figuring out a way to bring more fandom. I'm reading this book. Actually, I've just wrapped it up. It's called A Damn Near Perfect Game by Joe Kelly, and he talks about how to get kids involved and kids interested in the game. And he doesn't bring this up because he wrote it before it happened, but I'm thinking like this is how you do it, man. This is how you get kids interested in something. It was cool.
Joe Kelly, the pitcher.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the White Sox
Nice.
guy. Yeah, you got to read it, dude. It's great. It's
Is it-
really
it's a
really
good
book.
read?
Yeah, it's really good. It's quick. It's yeah, you can knock it out.
I'll
pretty
put it on the
fast.
list.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really good. So anyway, that's it for NHL. Any other updates? Anything you want to add?
No, man. Like you said, as we get closer to playoffs, we'll start talking a little more about it. We should be getting there in the next couple of weeks. So, yeah. No, that's it.
Sweet.
I saw an empty netter, so I'm good.
The coolest thing Mike's ever seen, an empty netter.
Yep.
Love it. Factor Cap, you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Fact or Cap? All right, folks, this is Fact or Cap. It used to be called True or False, but the kids made us change it. Fact meaning fact, which hasn't changed. Cap means it's a lie or it's false. I'm going to ask Mike 2 questions. He's going to ask me 2 questions. And we're going to say whether they're fact. I guess they're not questions. They're probably statements. And then we say fact or cap,
Statements.
right? Okay. So
Yes.
you're going to give me 2 statements. I'm going to give you 2 statements. We're going to say fact or cap. And we're going to start now. So, Mike, what's your first question?
Okay, so my first one's actually for a local flair. And I guess I don't know if I'm asking or stating, but Vero will win the district for baseball this year.
Fact. I say I don't really follow the other teams as closely as I used to. Treasure Coast is usually the team that gives us the best run for our money, but Vero looks really good this year. They're very young. They're very talented. The pitching is actually there. They're actually hitting. I mean, this is a surprisingly good team, and I will say fact. They will win. They'll win their district this year again for like the 5th straight year.
I like it.
Yep. All right. Are you
All
ready? We've kind of
I'm
talked about
ready.
this before, but now you have to give me a definitive yes or no. The Miami Hurricanes are in the Final Four.
I will say fact.
Fact. You got Miami in the
Fact.
Final Four.
Fact, if Norchad O'Meara is healthy, and so far he looks healthy, I think they have like literally probably the best 2-guard combination in basketball.
Man. All right.
So count me down for a fact.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
if it
All
doesn't-
right.
If it doesn't happen, who cares?
Yeah, right. Well, it's just you and I listening at this point, so I'm the only one
Yep.
that'll know. All right. What's your next one?
Okay, since we'll go World Baseball Classic, and since your favorite team, the Dominican Republic, is out,
They're gone.
fact or cap that the USA will win the World Baseball Classic.
I'm saying fact. I'm
There we
saying
go.
that's a fact. They got to get through Venezuela, but if they get through Venezuela, man, I like the
Their pitching scares me a little bit, and so does Japan.
yeah. All right, and then the next one. This is a little far-sighted, but it rang a bell yesterday. I went to the Mets game yesterday. They played the Cardinals. Cardinals won 4-1. Verlander looked really good, but
Yep.
there were, I would say, 6 to 8 questionable ball strike calls that, again, are not reviewable because you cannot review ball and strike calls. With all of the changes in Major League Baseball will or won't have robotic balls and strikes in 2024. So here's the statement. Yep. Robotic umpire for balls and strikes in 2024. True or false? Fact or
I,
cap?
I say false for 2024, but true for in the years to come.
Okay. All right. It's got to happen, dude. Like,
I
there
think
were
they
two
need
calls
to-
yesterday where, like, even the pitcher looked surprised. Like, the batter and the pitcher are both looking at the umpire like, what? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's bad.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I think it happens at some point. I think they need to dial it in a little bit more. But I think that's one change that wouldn't be bad for the game.
Oh, I think it would be great.
So
yeah. You know me.
Give us
I mean,
a consistent strike zone.
yeah, that's all I'm looking for is consistency. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, it was a quick episode because we have to get going because we have to watch some basketball today, Mike.
That's right. We actually have to go and do some work before we play around for the rest of the day.
But we got to do it quick because basketball starts soon. So,
2 hours.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. And, thanks for the listeners. And follow us at Twitter at 772sports. And we'll catch you next week.
Yes. Go Canes. Peace.